Morning, everybody. Morning. Good morning to everyone. I hope everybody's doing well. I hope everybody's doing great. I hope everybody's doing fantastic, fantabulous, having an amazing day, in spite of the different challenges that we're facing today, I hope that everyone is doing well. I try to be a positive influence or bring some positivity because of this despondency that we're facing, with the pandemic and everything. I know that people are mentally, emotionally, psychologically, and financially in a bad place, many of us. And not because you see many persons, I talked about the poor and the needy, because sometimes we think that only the poor, the impoverished, are the only ones suffering, and they're not. There are persons who are working, as I said, maybe I call it a good job, maybe fairly decent, drive a nice car, decent car, live in a nice home, but because of expenses, unexpected expenses, because of different things that may have happened in their life, or they tried to do some kind of business and everything just fell through. It totally derailed them financially, and they need help, and they're afraid to cry out because they can't manage the backlash. They cannot manage the judgment, or people spreading propaganda or slander or even lies, or saying, oh, how them a work and yet them a beg for help and this and that and other. Why them not sell this? Why them, and we come up with all kind of inhumane, without compassion comments. And the only way some of us will understand is until we're in the position. And I pray that God will give us, a heart like David, where we become men and women after God's own heart. I pray that he gives us that heart similar to Solomon, in the sense of when Solomon prayed, God, he said, God, bless me with wisdom, bless me with knowledge, bless me with understanding. When you begin to understand, you begin to love. When you begin to understand, you begin to know what the person is experiencing. As I said, for the most part, people try to live a good life. People don't willfully try to destroy their lives. They want to live a good life. I'm sure even people, the deviants, like the people who scam and steal and all of that, maybe they've tried a good way and they feel that it just didn't work. They weren't patient enough to just say, wait on God to make their lives better, because it takes guts to be patient. Because, sometimes I say, God, boy, you take long. But, sometimes it's not just matter of taking long. Part of the fruit of the Spirit is long suffering and patience. And we forget that. God is a patient God. Some of the things that I hear people say about God and God this and that and the other, and God has not even touched them. I said, my God, you're really a good God. So I pray that God gives us, that we follow and emulate those characteristics from David and his son Solomon. David was a man after God's own heart. He wanted to really truly please God. Someone said, God bless me with wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. God said, I'm proud of that prayer. And because of that, he blessed him with wealth. I mean, his father had wealth too, not wealthy, and he became even doubly wealthy, and so forth. I was listening to the Prime Minister yesterday, and he spoke about the whole thing, and they were talking about the education system and what is going to happen. And this speaker came on, Favor Williams. I don't even know some of the voices because I was listening via the live feed on Facebook, and then I don't know what happened. You could only hear the voices, not seeing the faces. Well, from my end, I don't know what's happening, and so on. And they talked and talked, but for most Jamaicans, I guess, they want to listen in on what the status of the curfew and the lockdowns are going to be. I don't know if it's most or many or whatever. And I listened to him keenly. And I guess my concern is, why Sunday a lockdown? And, because you have persons who go to church on Sundays. You have your persons who go to church on Saturdays, and you have persons who go to church on Sundays. And you keep the number because you don't want the thing to spread to 20. By the time you're to take in the praise and worship team, the pastor, the moderator, the technical team, and so on, 20 persons that. So you have the praise and worship singing out heaven to an empty chair, to empty chairs. So chair them I sing to. And it can be somewhat discouraging at times, because you really have to really encourage yourself, you know, when you stand up there on the platform and you look down and appear so chair you look on. And I said to myself, they talk about social distancing because we're meeting up with each other on Saturday. When I say meet up with each other, you're going to see people on the road. When you go on the road, it's not yourself alone, you see. And you go on the road Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, you're going to meet with people. You're going to mix with people at some point or other. And you try your best to, as you say, follow the protocol, wear your mask, sanitize, and social distance. You keep that physical distance. Why can't the same happen for persons on the Sunday who goes to church on a Sunday? That you said you create that physical. So if the maximum capacity is 100, then you say a certain percentage of it. So it allows for us, it allows for people who worship on a Sunday to get that opportunity to worship and to fellowship, to follow the Bible. They gather, just like the persons on Saturdays who will go to church and they will gather. You know, well, you did say 20 persons, so I guess it follows suit for the persons who worship on Saturdays. I don't know how they do their thing. If they don't bother hear the thing live or whatever it is, I don't know how they do it. But for a lot of the Sunday churches, they hear it live because they maybe based on the number of members and regular visitors, it would make any sense to just not hear it. And then you have 20, you know, even if you have the 20 persons, as I said, it comprises the praise team, the pastor, and all of that, and then have a little bit in the pew, which really wouldn't make any sense. So my take on it is that why not, even for the Saturday worshippers, just say a percentage, keep your physical distance, and trust me, they're going to follow protocol. I've been to a Saturday one for some, as a singer at a funeral once. And they kept the whatever the number was at the time, and the church was huge. The church was big, you know. And I mean, they were so far, more than 6 feet apart. So I'm just saying, why leave it to 20? I'm just, you know, because you end up singing to so cheers, both for the Saturday and the Sunday people. And why a lockdown on a Sunday? Remember, you know, you have persons who will do business on Sunday, especially the Sabbath worshippers. They do business on Sundays. You know, so what is the difference with why lockdown on a Sunday? You're going to say listen to movements and but on Sundays you never had. Sunday is the least movement day. Sundays are the least movement days. So of all of the 7 days of the week, so Sundays are not as busy as Saturday or Friday or Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So why no movement on a Sunday? I can't fathom, I can't understand the rationale behind it. People are going to tell me it's because of the, you know, less movement, and but people never normally move a lot on a Sunday from long before we even dream of COVID. Because most business places do not open on a Sunday. And then okay, the curfew has gone up by an hour. I don't even know what to say where those things are concerned. I don't know what to say where those things are concerned. But an interesting fact in terms of comment that was made after all that was said, you know, because he mentioned that it is not sustainable to have lockdowns, you know, but we have to do what we have to do to protect the death of persons or the hospitals being overcrowded and horses and cow fat. And then the comment in the end was, for those unvaccinated persons, you know, I understand that some of you may be fearful, but after a while, good sense must prevail and stop listening to conspiracy theories and it's malicious what you're doing, you know, in terms of the possibility is, I guess what they're trying to say is that you probably could have it and cause others to get it who are vaccinated. But why would you be fearful of those who are unvaccinated? The thing is in the air or whatever it is, and you give them the vaccine so that the blow lessens and if they should get sick. So you already in other words, they're still not safe because they're exposed to a virus, which, you know, the whole virus, it's there. It's, I guess, maybe part of it is airborne or it's on surfaces or whatever it is. So they still will be exposed to it. So when I understand the rationale about the non-vaccinators, I'm going to term them like that, being malicious, when for them they don't want to, there's a foreign matter may come in their bodies and destroy them or cause some complications for the rest of their lives, and they're being malicious when they're doing everything to protect their lives. The comment was even made that in terms of, they said they want to make sure they get the correct, when the batches come in from overseas, they want to get the correct, they want to know who got what, put it in just in case that if they should give somebody one of the jabs and something should happen, what, you know, they can know what to do. So what are you saying there? That you're admitting that there's a possibility that persons can have complications from getting the jab? That was said. Go back, people, and listen. I listened keenly yesterday. Keenly. Me 2 ears and eyes, everybody opened up. Me ears became my eyes. Hear me. My eyes became my ears. My ears was my ears. My mouth became my ears. Every man I listen yesterday. You opened up my ears for listen yesterday, so nobody can tell me anything. Huh? That was said. They want to make sure that we see which batch number, you know, because it is transported. You have to make it is carefully transported, and you know, I guess you don't want the thing to spoil or whatever it is. And just in case anybody should take it and anything, some adverse effects. So right away you're admitting to the flaw of the vaccine. There's a flaw in the vaccine. So why don't then worry about those who have not been vaccinated? How are they being malicious? When them say, look here, I don't want to put things in my body that can cause rupture. Can you see what's it? You basically said it. That you want to make sure that just in case anything, because you know, it's not just a margin of error, it's not marginal. It's a strong possibility. Because you would not have cautioned people that way. That was said yesterday, and I said to myself, what an interesting situation. I have to put it that way. And then we're going to talk about people being malicious, and then mention how other countries, you know, if you want to go to restaurants, you have to present your the vaccination card. If you want to go here or there, you have to present the vaccination card, and they won't let you in and all of that. Is that a subliminal, subconscious way of saying to people, if you don't do this, this is what's going to happen to you? That would come, it almost constitute a threat. I'm putting people in hostage. I cannot fathom that comment. I don't understand that comment at all. That we're going to look at those after a while who have not been vaccinated to see. It's almost like you say some of your freedom will be taken away from you. What? So what happened to so slavery come back again? So me can make a choice of what comes into my body or not? Because you're going to say I'm helping to create problems for people? So my take now on it is the comment about, but we could think that you guys are being malicious too. Because maybe there's a fear that this thing can damage you after a while, and you don't want go down. Because you have people think so, you know, in a life, you know. When them say them a go down, them want people go down with them. Them don't want them one dead, or them one sick, or them one this, that, or the other. I can't believe this. I can hardly believe this. I can hardly believe the comment. People better wake up. Our fundamental rights and freedoms are being taken away. Our fundamental rights and freedoms are being taken away. Because the comment, just, I was shocked. I was, you know, I heard people saying that it was to come and all of that. But I said to myself, no, it can't be so. This can't be happening. What? Jamaicans, we better wise up. We better unite. This is one country me say no like unite. We disjointed more than hour and broke our spring together in a one. Disjointed and dislocate. We better wake up and wise up. Because we're going to be in problems. We're going to be in serious problems. We have to protect our fundamental rights and freedoms. It's a democratic country. I have the right to choose if I want to live or die. I have the right to choose if I don't want something to come because I'm not sure of the adverse effect. And I say me want me can die at it because the unvaccinated persons can think that also that those who have taken it will compromise the unvaccinated person's health, which I've heard many factual research done on. There's a thing called natural immunity. We don't depend on that. Many of the persons who have not been vaccinated are fine. They're okay. It has been almost 2 years since I said that this thing has been in Jamaica. Almost. Right? And some of the persons like myself who have not been vaccinated have not caught the thing. I just cannot believe what it is that I heard yesterday. But God will take control of this. We're not just going to go down like this. God is going to take full control. He is going to take full control. I beg of him to take full control of this. That the lives of the unvaccinated persons are protected. Their fundamental rights and freedoms are protected. That they can live at peace and comfortably in this land. As we just follow the precautions, wear masks, sanitize, physical distance and all of that. And eat good and, take our supplements and vitamins and all of that to keep our immune system strong. And pray. Because ultimately, it's really about God, So some people could have take this and take that. If God know why you live, you're dead. Reality sound tough. But people, we better wake up and wise up. And unite. We better do that. Have a good one.